Broadcasting live from the MSC Radio Network in the city built on steel, rock and roll, and is the fictitious home of Betty White. This is Joust It Out, and I'm your host, G. We are at Pride Live 2012. Pride 2012, it has been an amazing day, a crazy day, and we'll get into that. We have a guest with us. Our good friend Mark Szabo is here to visit, and our friend State Representative Nikki Antonio will be joining us in a little bit. And, Judith.
Yes, Gareth.
How are you?
It's been a wild Cleveland Pride so far.
It has, hasn't
and
it?
it's early afternoon.
I just want to mention Robin Our Hearts is on the performance stage and getting ready for her big debut.
As we speak, yes.
And she's all excited about that. We saw her earlier in the parade, and she had all kinds of festive, I don't even know what to call that. What was that?
It was like a showgirl kind of.
Rainbow explosion?
Yeah, it was incredible. You would expect nothing less from Robin Our Hearts.
So do you want to say that, we got up very early this morning, and part of it is because we are doing double duty for our job and that whole role, and we were in the parade for that.
Mm-hmm.
But for Joust It Out, we, of course, had to get over here and get set up. And then
at the crack of dawn. Up here, yep.
And we were thinking that we were going to have a really easy morning in some ways.
Oh, yeah, we had it all planned out.
Planned perfectly, right?
Everything lined up, ready to go, all the volunteers in line. Yeah, it was going to be an incredible, amazing Cleveland Pride.
That rolled up and was
an incredible sight to be seen. It was incredible. It was
brand new.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. Mm-hmm. And flatbed driver was sitting there talking to our colleague for a while. There wasn't an issue. Mm-hmm. And we brought out a flag that was made out of condoms, and that made the driver ask me, what kind of parade is this? And when I responded, Gay Pride Parade, the driver got very, very angry. And it turned into a little bit of a scene, and that scene made him, he left. He basically...
He up and left.
He almost actually took his
organization.
Our gate
you had to literally jump out of the way. I saw it. You had to jump out of the way for him not to run you over. He was so disgusted and so homophobic.
It was. I have to say that it was
it was very painful. Of all things, of all the days for this to happen, and it just is so ironic that it goes to show that this is the reason why we have events like this today.
It truly is. I mean, when you think about the fact is that we have a day like this where we still celebrate as a community, we are
support one another.
Yeah. And we do it based on the fact that we are discriminated against still in 2012, and if we don't do this stuff and we don't come together and unite, then what happens? And today's a perfect example. We're standing there, we're thinking, and we're in a great position.
We're all ready to decorate the float at this nonprofit organization, and the guy drives away. And literally, we had an hour and a half to figure out how we were going to get another truck to the organization, decorate it, and to the Pride Parade.
I mean, it actually broke my heart, and I think that I haven't seen, as an adult 42-year-old, I've not seen from just a stranger that you're doing business with that much hatred in a long time. Like, I feel like it was something that... Yeah.
And he wasn't nice about it. He wasn't like, I'm not into this, I can't do this. He was very nasty about it.
He was.
Slammed the door on his truck, and could not get out of the parking lot fast enough.
Right. It was horrible.
I couldn't believe it.
I know.
But to save the day, we had an incredible person.
We did.
This is why our community is so caring, and we support one another. Her name is Lori, and she happened to have a pickup truck.
Which was awesome.
She was on her way to the gym, and she said, you know what? This is so important. She turned around. She drove 30 minutes to get to where we were just in time for us to decorate the float. And
go on with it.
And she's a U.S. Navy veteran.
Yeah. Woo-hoo!
And it was just so incredible. I mean, thinking about it now, everything that we went through in the last couple hours, it gives me chills, just to think about that we were able to put that call out. We put it all over Facebook, and people were coming out to what can we do? How can we make this happen for you? And we were like, damn it, we are not going to let this stop us.
And how many of them are our straight allies that were on our Facebook
Absolutely.
page and on Twitter saying wonderful things and saying how awful this is. So,
yeah.
I mean, you can't, it's not, you cannot brush a big stroke on this. There are idiots out there. I think we just get taken aback because sometimes we live in a bubble because of the work we do.
Right.
So you forget that this does exist.
That there are people out there like that. And, this was just one of those incredible opportunities to seize upon, right. to use, as to the reason why there need to be legislation like the Equal Housing and Employment Act and anti-bullying.
And I want, before we segue
yes.
into Mark, I want to say, what was the end result? That float that we threw together on Lori's truck?
Yes.
It actually won.
One best float. Woohoo!
One best float. Despite the opposition,
awesome. Yes.
Despite the
homophobes
hatred.
will not keep us down.
They will not. They will never do that.
No, they won't. It just made us come back stronger. Mm-hmm. So suck it.
And Mark, welcome to the show again. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
All right.
Mark, it's so good to have you. You're such a good friend of the show.
Well, I love watching the show.
How's your day going?
Pretty good. I started off volunteering, helping set up down here. Then I got to march with Michelle Necropolis, who is the Grand Marshal of the Cleveland Pride Parade today. And then I've been helping out with Stonewall Dem. So I've been busy wearing a bunch of different hats,
yes.
doing everything and enjoying Pride and hearing the bad things that happen to the AIDS task force, and that's disappointing.
Mm-hmm.
It's really saddening and disheartening, but again, it all turned out so good because of the strength of the community.
Yep.
That's right.
I know, and then you get over here, you see everyone together, and it's such great energy.
And you don't even notice, you know what I mean? Right. It's like, so, we were able to pull together, and that's what this is for, so.
I want to shout out to Chris Rogers from Vision Video Productions is hanging out now, doing a double take with his camera, too. We got multiple cameras on us.
So what do you think of this year's parade?
I liked it. I was in the front, so I didn't get to see. I didn't get to see anything, but I had fun.
It's always incredible.
I had fun. This is the first time I think I've moved up in the parades and where I'm marching and with the different groups. And this year was my first time marching with the Grand Marshal, and that's a real treat.
It's very
cool. Such an honor to be able to be up there. Yeah.
To be up there with her and all the good work that she has done with the GSAs at the different colleges and universities and helping to organize them to be one cohesive group, and that they can help out with the events that are happening at the different universities. Because LGBT community, we're a small community, and when we're working with the different organizations, with Cleveland State helping out at Case Western Reserve or Tri-C, Worcester, having all of those GSAs working together and hosting events that everybody can enjoy.
Yeah.
It makes it for a positive learning environment at those universities.
Absolutely.
And I know, Mark, that you are involved in so many things on a regular basis, and so it must be hard for you. You get to Pride, you're like, what the heck am I going to do today? You got one, two, which ones? How'd you choose the ones to do today?
For me, it was just whoever asked first.
Yeah.
With Stonewall, they asked me to help man their booth.
Everybody wants a piece of Mark's
But Stonewall asked me to help man their booth, and Michelle's like, you need to come march with me. And I'm like, okay.
Well, speaking of Stonewall Dems, I want to try to get him on the air in a second, if you don't mind. Rob Rivera's behind you, and I know that he's also running the Obama campaign for the LGBT community, and I want to pull Rob Rivera in, if you don't mind.
All right.
I actually see if we can get him over here. We're going to pull Rob Rivera over here. This is how it goes here. Hello, Dan. Hey. Oh, very good. Hi, Todd Separito.
Todd Separito.
It's okay.
Friend of the show.
They've already heard of you.
Oh, look, and look who's stopping by.
Hello, Robin
Our Hearts and her gorgeous dress that I'm so envious of.
We are. We'll see you in a bit when you get a chance. You look wonderful.
Rob.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Rob Rivera.
Great. How are you guys?
You've had a crazy week.
Busy week. Yep, busy week, but good.
Yeah, so how was it? I was just mentioning that you are the chair for the
president.
No. I know for Stonewall Dems.
Yep.
But what's the deal with the Obama campaign and the LGBT community?
Well, I don't have an official job with them.
I'm sorry.
But we're like their liaison in the LGBT community.
Okay, I see.
But there is a statewide vote director. His job is to reach out to LGBT voters.
Okay.
Jacob Manser out of Columbus.
Very good. So right now here in Cleveland, Stonewall Dems are that.
Yeah, we're like the local face of trying to work for the campaign.
Yes.
So it's been fun so far, and it's still early, so it'll get crazier.
And is it your second year as president of Stonewall Dems?
This is my third year.
Third year,
Yeah,
okay.
I've been on the board since 2005, but it's my third year as president.
I know, and you're very busy with that.
Very
Stonewall
busy.
Dems here in Cuyahoga County and in Cleveland, obviously, have a major role to play. And I think that, the work that you guys do really, because there wasn't a really strong history with politicians and really being part of the LGBT community here.
Right.
I think that the Stonewall Dems have really taken the lead on making that happen. And
we're trying.
I really commend you on the work that you do, because without you guys, I really would.
We appreciate that. Yeah, we're trying. I mean, just to make sure, like politicians think about us when they're doing stuff. I mean, that when they think of any policy at all that they're even considering, not just laws, they have to consider how will it affect, gay people like it affects straight people. Like when they change insurance policies, or when they look at leave policies or the wording in their policy. I mean, so, if and we all know, if they know someone who's gay, we know this, and our families and friends, then it changes the way you view LGBT folks. And so it's no different with politicians, because most of them will say, oh, I didn't even think I knew anyone who was gay.
Right.
And then I'm like, well, you now have a room full of people, you do. So think of us, So, yeah, I appreciate that. We try.
And it always blows my mind when I hear that legislators realize that they do have gay people in their districts, or that are their constituents.
Right. Yeah.
Blows their minds.
Yeah.
Speaking of legislators, if you don't mind, Rob, I know that Nikki Antonio's on a tight schedule.
Yes.
We're gonna pop her in that chair and then pop you back.
Oh, I'll step aside for her anytime.
Nikki Antonio. Well, wait a second. Now she's now she's shaking hands.
Yeah, she's glad handing.
Wait till she gets over here.
Kissing babies.
There she is.
We're gonna get you while we can, because we know you're very busy. And Rob is glad to give up a seat for a minute.
Oh, look at that.
Our dear old friend, Nikki Antonio, joins us once more.
Oh, my goodness.
The Honorable.
Representative Antonio.
Hi, kids.
Incredible.
Hello. You did a wonderful speech earlier.
Oh, thanks.
You were the keynote speaker today.
Oh, it was. We had a little competition with the music, but I just wrapped it in.
Yeah, everyone heard you fine. You were good.
Cleveland. And don't we all agree? Cleveland rocks.
Cleveland rocks.
And there's some obnoxious fan going by Nikki Antonio.
Look, there's my fan.
There's your fan.
It's my one fan. So
how's
what are
your
we
day
doing?
going?
Well, my day is awesome. Oh, see? And there's
You get your own horns.
I know, and
Is it trying to censor you? I don't know. Did you just say vagina?
I did a little while ago, but we should say it again, vagina. But I am tooting my own horn today. As a matter of fact, oh my goodness, I can't believe I said that.
I can.
I know. Because I'm very excited about the editorial in the Plain Dealer today. So everyone should go look at the Plain Dealer. Go on Cleveland.com. Tell the Plain Dealer how awesome they are today, because they have an editorial that says that the State House should support and pass House Bill 335, which would give equity and protections to all employees and people in housing and general accommodation, regardless of their sexual orientation or gender identity.
Wow.
And it's a bill that we introduced earlier this year. So it was our gift from the Plain Dealer on Pride Day.
Awesome.
That they totally are supportive of that bill passing. And basically they said it's overdue.
Right.
We shouldn't even be having this discussion.
Exactly.
And it's an economic driver. When our state puts out the word that Ohio's open for business and embraces all of our families, Fortune 500 companies take a look at us and want to come here.
Right.
And so I really am very excited that they support this and that they've sort of thrown the gauntlet down. We've been challenging the chair of the committee and saying we need to pass this bill. So it's very exciting.
It is.
So,
Nikki, I know that you've done a lot of great work in your time in the House already, and certainly reaching out to the other side who dominates Ohio's House.
Yes.
So what are your feelings right now about it? Do you feel that you are making some headway and with some of those more conservative legislators?
Well, it's all about relationships. It's about building relationships and also learning and trying to understand how everything works. And so we've worked really hard to do that. I have gotten a couple of bills passed out of committee, which some of my colleagues said were shocked that was even possible. And one of them was the needle exchange bill. It was syringe exchange to allow communities to be able to put together a program without having to have a state of emergency. And so what happened was, because of the relationships that I built and because of the work ethic I have, I show up, I'm always there. And because of that, there was a good, serious, conscientious look at the issue. And people on both sides of the aisle came out of the subcommittee and said, we don't understand why we're not doing this.
Right.
This is a good bill. It's a path to treatment. It's a path to people becoming healthy and avoiding becoming either HIV positive through needles or Hep C. And it affects people in all parts of the state,
right.
In the urban and the rural areas. So I, have we changed the hearts and minds of everyone and brought them over to our way of thinking about everything? No. But have we really established working relationships where we can discuss issues? That's what was important to me, to be in the legislature, to be able to do that.
And I think that's a very powerful thing, because even though where people don't realize is that it's one thing to create legislation that is so in your face against a sector of the community, but it is the nuance that that can be altered. And I think that when you do work like that, it could be a simple act in a bill or a simple phrase in a bill that gets taken out, because you know what, I really love, I'm sitting there as a legislator that's more conservative, and I think, you know what, I'm not going to do that to my ally Nikki Antonio. Her and I have been working on this together. I'm not going to do that to her. And it's funny how that can play out.
Well, and I was just having a discussion with somebody about the fact that, no time in history have we made any kind of civil rights change without the majority supporting the minority.
Exactly.
You cannot do it. It doesn't happen.
Yep.
We need all the allies.
Absolutely. We need to find the people who are our allies. We need to also give them as much information and a depth of information about if there's one place where they can sort of connect in and say, okay, right here, I get it.
Right.
I agree with you on this issue. Fairness, we stand up and say the Pledge of Allegiance and we say liberty and justice for all. Well, in this country, for all is supposed to mean for all. And there's no footnote in that. And so if we can get to the point of what that means for everybody, then we make real change. And I am confident that it's going to happen one person, one step at a time, but we're going to get there.
And Nikki, I just want to, again, obviously we adore you from our show, and you're a friend and an ally, but we just are honored to know you and are just so proud of what you do every day. And when you and our West Side Dems have all taken on such a challenge in that State House, and you're all to be commended, but certainly from our community perspective, you are our hero, and it's just great to have you. And I do want to say that this week, for folks here in Cleveland, Nikki does have a fundraiser at Nickine's.
Around the corner.
Yeah, around the corner.
It's at Around the Corner. It's around the corner at the western part end of Lakewood before you get to that other little suburb. And it's from 5 to 7:30. And if somebody comes in and says they heard about the event on Joust It Out, and there's that horn again. You don't have to make that noise, but you can come in for $5 and come join the event.
And Judith and I will be there this week too, before the show, because it's the night of our show. So
that's
we have to stop in and go to the show.
And support you. We are so lucky to have you and your colleagues in the State House representing us and working so hard for us.
Well, thanks. And I want to say a shout out to the mics.
Yes.
So we're known as M&N, and that's Mike Skindle and Mike Foley. Who are my awesome colleagues, Foley in the rep side, Skindle in the Senate. And we make up the West Side contingent of the Progressive
Powerhouse.
Dems. Yes, and we need to. We're going to get this president elected. We're going to get Sherrod Brown elected, and all of the progressive candidates that we have, because we really need. We have a lot of work to do. So thanks for.
We're not only fundraising, but if people want to get involved with campaigns.
Yes.
Can they go to your website?
Yes, absolutely. It's just, if they just Google Nikki Antonio, you'll find it.
Yep. So go to Nikki's website. She's great.
Yes, you can find all the information.
She'll get back to you. She'll make sure that you have the information. And
Right.
she's like, she's a little cheerleader for
Little
everybody.
cheerleader. Well, thanks.
Without the
I'm
pom-poms.
I'm your fans too. So thanks, Joust It Out.
All
You guys are awesome. I'm your fan.
You're one fan. Our one fan.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks so much. Happy Pride, Nikki.
Happy Pride.
All right. Rob Rivera, get back over here.
Oh,
Then we'll let you go. Oh, wait.
Oh, we have a friend who's going to join us too in a minute.
Denise.
Denise,
We've been
Nancy
seeing your
Rainey.
folks
We've been
everywhere. I just saw your
yeah,
friend
so we're
too.
going to
Yes.
have her on in a minute,
So
Rob.
we'll see Rob and then we'll have to come on. We'll
Busy
finish up with
people.
you.
Yeah, we saw you over there schmoozing.
We're trying.
Oh.
We're trying.
So is she endorsed? Is Denise that will be coming up? Is she endorsed? No, she's not. Okay.
Her opponent. We've endorsed her opponent.
Okay.
Yes.
We
So-
take them all.
who
We
is the
talk to
opponent?
Leave
everyone.
Frankie
Sorry,
Goldberg.
Who is it?
Frankie Goldberg.
Okay, Frankie Goldberg.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
So if we have her on, we'll make sure we'll have Frankie come on. at
Well,
some
yeah.
point.
I don't know if she's here, but she was in the parade, and
All right.
they were here. So
We can get her
Bring
off.
her around.
Yeah.
Yes.
absolutely,
One of the future shows, we can get her
Yes.
on.
absolutely.
We
How
actually
did
could-
Nikki do? Did Nikki do all right?
Antonia,
Did she do okay?
Are you
she's
kidding?
really kind of shaky.
She,
Yeah.
I don't know.
She
She's
hates
worked on
talking
some
to
of her
people.
public
She does.
speaking.
Exactly. Very uncomfortable,
I
isn't she?
kind of think she should go have some classes.
Yes.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah. Yeah.
That makes me nervous.
Nikki
man.
Antonio
Oh
breaking
my
out of your
goodness,
shell.
Right.
She's like a
She's
precocious little girl
incredible.
still.
She is. She is.
Amazing.
She and her partner were dancing before a camera over here. So that'll
we
be
all-
in her next campaign poster, I believe.
And we
Oh,
all
I
love
hope so.
Jean. Nikki's in partner Jean is a really
Jean,
wonderful
yes.
woman
Yep.
who's hardworking and committed to the community also.
Oh,
Who
totally.
does it in a very different way, behind the
Behind
scenes,
the
Yes.
scenes,
moving.
yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Jean would be the genuinely get that microphone out of my face.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Before I beat you up.
Nick would be like, "Oh, is this on?" Yeah.
So Rob, tell us
Yep.
a little about yourself. So you're born and raised.
So I was born and raised in the Mahoning Valley
Mm-hmm.
in Niles, Ohio. So I'm a Youngstown area boy. I went to Youngstown State, and I'm a teacher. I teach high school history.
Yep.
And then just been active in politics since I was a teenager. My first political activism was for Michael Dukakis
Oh,
in
yes.
1988.
Hey,
Yes.
there's one of my men.
Oh, yeah, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Massachusetts governor. Loved
New
Dukakis.
Englander.
Oh, I love them.
I just tell people he was too nice to be
He
president.
was too nice.
He
to be
was too
president.
nice.
He was. He's
Yeah.
still. Yeah, he's a great
No,
guy.
I went with my mom to the Steelworkers Hall around the corner.
I love it.
And we made phone calls.
Yeah.
So that was my. After that, I was hooked. It's like my sport.
Yeah. Yeah.
Politics is like
It's
my
like
sport.
jousting.
It is. It is. It is. So
the
yeah.
name.
Oh,
Dude,
where do we
it's
come
no.
up with stuff like
I
that?
don't know.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know.
So here we are.
So today, you guys,
Mhm.
over at your booth, what's going on over there?
So we are registering voters first and foremost, and then we're trying to convince people to support Sherrod Brown and his reelection bid for Senate.
Very important.
Sherrod's
Very,
total
very
marriage
important.
equality, total LGBT out front. He
Yep.
and his wife Connie Schultz have just amazing
Love her.
advocates for our community.
Yeah.
And then of course Barack Obama and Joe Biden.
Right.
So we're spreading the word, and then the other candidates that we've endorsed, and just to get people more actively or more aware
Yeah.
about So it's been good. It's been really good. Lots of great volunteers. We probably had 100 people in the parade, and we've got dozens of volunteers walking around doing their thing.
Okay.
So really, it's been a fun day.
Very
Yeah,
good.
a lot of fun.
Well, thank you for joining us today.
My
and
pleasure.
we're
Have
just gonna
fun
keep
today.
turning them out throughout the day. But we're so happy
Absolutely.
to see you.
Absolutely.
And our husbands are discussing at some point
Yes.
we'll have dinner together.
Yes,
Rob, at
this
some
has
point.
been on the table now since we
don't
met
think it's
you.
ever gonna happen,
2
but
years, 3 years ago. No, but it's fun. I joked we'll be at our retirement homes in Boca, in our caftans, and we'll finally go to dinner. It'll be 3:30 at the Blue Plate Special in the cafetorium.
We'll finally
But
have it.
but that will be dinner. Bye, guys.
Bye, Rob.
Bye.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Sure. Thank
So
you
we've
for
been seeing
being
your
here.
folks everywhere.
Yes.
Yes.
And tell us about yourself, because
I am, let's see, I'm running for juvenile court judge.
Yep.
Juvenile court's one of the most important courts there is.
It is.
Especially for the gay community. I've been coming to this event for probably a good 15 to 20 years.
Okay.
I always played sports. My sister is gay. She's a member of the community. My daughter is a member of the community. I have supported the lifestyle and the people forever. So I'm excited to be running right now because juvenile court, you need someone that's experienced. It should not be about politics. It shouldn't be Republican, Democrat. I've been in juvenile court for the last decade practicing law.
Oh, you have? Okay.
Yes. And it's important to the lifestyle because I've done things where my best case was I had two men from New York, flew to California, impregnated a woman from Parma. They both kind of mixed it up.
Right.
They had twins. One was each and the other was the
Oh, my
other.
goodness.
And I was a guardian ad litem for the twins.
Oh, goodness.
And it was so cool to see two loving fathers.
Right.
The
Very
biggest
cool.
challenge was the health insurance.
Yeah.
As a lawyer, what did most of your cases look like there? Like, what do you do for the most part in juvenile court?
I do a lot of abuse, neglect, dependency.
Okay.
So I represent the child in court. I do private custody, so that basically if you have a member of, even if it's two women or two men, or even a married man, or I'm sorry, an unmarried man and unmarried woman,
Right.
I will be the guardian ad litem. I do counsel work, so I also do, try and get the parenting plan straightened out so that the child has the ability to see all the people that are important in their lives.
What is the difference between you and your opponent? We just had Rob Rivera on here. They've actually endorsed, the Stonewall Dems did endorse your opponent, which is probably tied to history because you're a new player and running. So I know how that kind of goes. And, so what would be the big difference between your opponent and yourself?
The big difference is I've always been in juvenile court. It's where my practice is concentrated.
Okay.
And my opponent has always been a prosecutor. So when I'm a guardian ad litem, I go into homes from East Cleveland all the way through to Bay Village.
Okay.
So I represent the parents. I understand the delinquency side. I understand the private custody, the child support. So I'm there all the time. Eyes watering.
You're coming from the side of what's actually happening in the home and around the families, right?
Yes, and my experience is extensive, where my opponent's only been a prosecutor, and not that that's a bad thing, but she hasn't been in juvenile court for probably the last 15 years.
Oh, wow.
So, and it shouldn't be about politics. It
Right.
shouldn't be a Republican or a Democrats. Our families deserve to have someone that is experienced and knows juvenile court.
Right.
We don't want a year for someone to get up to speed.
Yep. No. I know both Judith and I work with youth, and we know how important having good judges in those positions are. And so.
Absolutely. And, and unfortunately, we see a lot of issues where, a young person will come out to their family and instantly be kicked out. Or, maybe they're in foster care, and as they're aging out of foster care and they come out, and then they're just kind of left out there hanging.
Right.
And unfortunately, so many issues for some of the young people, especially the ones that we work with, all revolve around the acceptance or non-acceptance
Right.
from their family around coming out, around who they are.
And a lot of times, judges have been the ones who've kind of come in and did what was right within a family structure and make a decision that really changed the child's life or the youth's life. And I think that's where it does matter so much.
Absolutely.
Who's sitting behind that bench.
And when the child's in independent living, that's what we call it, when they're in like a permanent planned living arrangement.
Right.
So we want to make sure that as they age out and they turn 18, that they have the necessary tools to be able to balance a checkbook, know how to grocery shop, pay their rent, get a job. And we really try juvenile court in the Guardian Ad Litem Project, which is run by Judith Lane, is amazing because that's all we really want to do is make sure that our children develop the skills to be productive citizens. And there's if you look at, I'm going to leave you with these numbers, but there's over 23,000 types of cases that are in juvenile court. And it's not like civil court where you have civil cases and you have criminal cases. Here you've got all family related issues, whether it's delinquency or private custody and everything in between.
Wow.
Wow.
And we start to lose the kids when they're 12 and 13 years old. That's the biggest challenge, is to keep them in school and on the right path.
So. Right, because those are the years that if it's going to go wrong, that's where it starts. And we know that with one of our programs at our organization is that if those youth were not getting the support they would go down those bad paths. So, yeah.
And if you look at the numbers, these things are clear that there's 5,800 children in the age breakdown. And as they hit 13 and 14 years old, the numbers just keep doubling every year.
How's so change it up a little in the campaign mode, and a campaign like this, what's the average run cost to run for a judge here in Cuyahoga County?
Well, fundraising is probably one of the most difficult things. My friends have been so supportive.
Yeah, well, we see them everywhere. So you have a lot of friends. We certainly, you must be likable because you have all these friends.
I am. Well,
or you're paying them off, but I assume that they like you.
Yes, Jennifer and Lisa have been longtime friends of mine. Jen and I go back to the mid-'70s playing softball.
Oh, wow, okay.
So we used to dance down here. They played Donna Summer. In the old days when ISIS was around. And then we'd go from ISIS to the little bar behind it. But we were much younger then. I don't do much of that anymore.
Well, certainly enjoy Pride. Thank you for coming by.
Yes,
and
we're
going to follow your campaign.
Thank you.
We'll probably on one of our regular shows have you come by and chat with us.
Oh, that would be
and this is a little offhanded and got you by surprise.
Yes.
But we certainly would love to speak to you about some other issues.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I believe you met Jeanette.
Yep, we have.
Yes, at one of her outreach. That's how we came across each other. So your folks are out there.
Yes, thank you very much.
Oh,
well,
our pleasure.
Thanks for stopping by.
Happy Pride.
Oh,
we got to get poor Mark Zabel back over here, though, and so then he can finish his day out.
Oh, yeah,
he was
Mark.
nice enough to stick it out. Come back over here, Mark.
Come back in here. Hop back on.
Hello.
Thank you for hanging out there for a little bit. You know, when Nikki Antonio walks in, we kind of have to kiss her butt.
More important people.
Not that she'd want us to kiss her butt, but we kiss her butt.
Right.
It is Nikki.
But we've got the Mark Zabo.
I do hear from the background, though, that Rob Rivera, his partner and my partner, now have dinner plans. I think that's a good thing.
Oh, good.
I even saw a calendar held up on an iPhone, so it looks like it's a deal. So, Mark, what a day.
It's hot. It's a nice day, nice breeze. Not cold like it has been in the past.
So what do you think the numbers are today? Do you think it's up from last year? I mean, it's so
about
hot.
The same. I don't know. The weather's much nicer than it was last year.
It is much nicer.
So I would expect there to be more people. But
the wind was horrible last year, if you remember. I think everything was just blowing around. It was nuts.
Yeah, the crowd looks about the same to me.
Yeah, does it?
I don't know. The parade, I was at the front, so I don't know if the parade was bigger.
Well, excuse us, Mr. Grand Marshal Contingent.
I think we were about halfway.
Yeah, we were about halfway.
And it was big. It was big.
It was,
yes. It was a big one.
Well, thank you.
It's one of 3 parades that I'm going to be in this weekend. I was in one yesterday, marching with Betty Sutton, who is in the LGBT caucus in D.C., and marching with her, trying to get her reelected, and be marching with her again tomorrow in Brunswick.
We do like Betty Sutton.
Betty Sutton, yeah, she's a great person, great lady.
Are you? What are you doing with the Obama campaign? Do you think? Are you just committed yet, or are you just
canvassing with them? I'm with North Olmsted's neighborhood team, and we've done a couple of house parties on different issues. I hosted one on veteran issues, and doing a bunch of other stuff with that, and working with a great group of people. North Olmsted is where my grandmother lived, and she was a huge Democrat. And that's why I kind of have to be a Democrat, because of the way that she was involved with the party.
Your feelings, I'm just wondering, is this, because we were talking about this on the show last week, is just from the ground perspective. Do you feel that the Obama campaign has enough boots on the ground right now, or do you think that we are lacking right now in volunteers and that energy that we had in the 2008 campaign?
I was not here in the States in 2008, so I don't have anything to compare it to.
All right.
But from talking to other people, they said that there are not a lot of boots on the ground.
Yeah.
As compared to 2008.
I can tell.
That's what I feel, too.
But they still think that there are more than what Romney is putting out.
Right.
And that it's going forward, and there's still excitement about President Obama and getting him reelected.
I think so too, and I think at the end of the day we'll probably be fine. And I'm not going to lose sleep yet about it, but it does seem that the way dollars are being built up. I mean, I am concerned that the Obama campaign this past week, it finally reported that they spent more than they took in, and that's a little concerning, especially compared to last run at this time. It was not that case at all, and so it is a concern.
Well, in 2008, it was kind of on the downslide, so maybe some people still had money back then, and they're still saving money, and
it really could be based on the economy. And I think when people, it's also, there's so many months out still that people are like, well, I'm going to hold off on my donation.
Right.
I'm not doing it yet. And I think, as we get into the autumn where people will start saying, holy crap, this is around the corner, and they'll maybe start dumping money in. But right now, it maybe just seems too far off for people.
Yeah, that's what I noticed when I was doing phone banks in January. People were like, oh, this is too early.
Okay.
But it was like, well, you have the Republicans, they've got a primary, they're already out there, boots on the ground.
Yeah.
And here we need to do the same with President Obama. There's no primary to build up his name.
And let's face it, their excitement is based in things like hate and ignorance and, building up. It's easy to rattle a base when you're talking about race and all these things that certainly get these people out their doors. So I think that's a big difference.
With Joe the plumber and what he said.
Oh, my goodness. Joe the plumber, I don't think Captor has anything to worry about on this.
We're still trying to get him on the show.
I know. I don't care anymore. I don't even care. Hey, I just saw that last thing he said. And first of all, it was a very confusing ad. Don't you think it was a confusing ad?
A little bit.
Yeah, it was like, did you hear the ad?
I didn't. I know there was some drama going on. I know there was something on his website about him shooting guns. I don't know. I can't figure the guy out.
Well, he started talking about the Nazis and
right.
gun
I
control
heard about that, but
during.
I didn't understand.
It was just a very bizarre.
How gun control is like the Nazis.
Right. If U.S. gun control will lead to the.
Somehow he was able to connect those dots, and I can't figure that out.
There's a term for when somebody brings Nazism into a conversation, and it's supposed to end all conversation and make it that the other person, their point is invalid.
Right.
Once they bring the Nazi and Hitler into the argument, it's no longer an argument worth debating.
It isn't. And it's a joke at that point.
No matter which side does it.
Right.
Once you've crossed that threshold, it's your point is invalid and should not be given credit at all.
Right.
Because you should be able to have a debate on the issues without inciting using Hitler, Mussolini, any of that.
Right.
That's
It's such an easy way to go. It really is. And
it's just so horribly disgusting to compare the Holocaust to anything like gun control. I don't get it.
All right. I actually, I think we have somebody else that wants to come on, and I'm going to, and I said, it looks like you have your friend here, Mark. Or no? Not a friend?
I went to high school with Brenna.
Oh,
This is Brenna Connor.
Hi, how are you?
Brenna is a performer and entertainer.
That's right.
Brenna performs and entertains at Bounce.
Yes, I was like, why do you look so familiar?
If we have just one moment, I want to know what the T-shirt is. Metal just got gay.
Mark's
Thank you to our good friend Mark.
He's a doll.
We will talk to you soon, Mark.
I picked this shirt up for Pride. It's Metal Just Got Gay, which is from the band called I Wrestled a Bear Once, which is like a lesbian screamo band.
Love it.
Because
we've never had them on the show.
Seriously, what doesn't go better together than lesbians and screaming? I mean, come on. And bear wrestling. Because if you're gonna cross genders, you should get with, I love big people, and who doesn't love a hug, really?
Brenna, tell us.
So true, Brenna.
Tell us about your entertainment.
Wow.
Just very briefly.
Well, I just started doing bio drag at Bounce, just sort of as an open micer.
So what does that mean?
Well,
explain that.
In terms of what it used to be called in the 1930s, it used to be called burlesque.
Yes.
And I like to sing and dance. It's what I've been doing musicals since I was about 4. And I love the environment at Bounce because you don't have to be anybody different from who you are on the inside.
Right.
And I can dress up as a 4-year-old and no one makes fun of me except for But yeah, I love to do it. And then I do comedy outside of there as well. I've been doing comedy for 17 years.
Wow.
I was an improviser at Second City in Chicago and Cleveland.
Very
and
cool. Very cool.
I like to make friends and jokes.
I have
That's
a
what
question
do.
for you, if
Sure,
you don't mind. Well, not
sure.
like a serious question, but I would like to. We have a judge that's running. I'd like to pop him on. We were supposed to have another mic here.
Oh.
Would you mind sitting with us for a little bit?
Sure,
Okay,
absolutely.
We'll pop him on. We'll get him on.
Absolutely.
Get the politicals on.
Yes, and then we'll have you back.
I'm with the Log Cabin Republicans of Greater Cleveland.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just wearing your T-shirt. That's Pamela Barker, Common Pleas Court of Cuyahoga County. So don't forget to vote.
It's not very often we get to talk to Log Cabin Republicans.
Right.
So I'm honored that you came over here.
Oh, thank you.
Because,
Yes.
this dance that we do as
Yeah.
progressive Dems and Republicans, you
Right.
know, it kind of puts a wall between us at times.
Yeah. Well, I know. So we like jousting in that wall, I think, sometimes. But
So let's go down this road a little.
Yeah.
Okay? So we have a heated season right now, and we know what it's going to look like. You're in Cuyahoga County,
Right.
heavily Democratic,
Right.
in a very Republican state, or
Right.
well, we'll say it's a moderately Republican state right now that could
Right.
go either way.
Right.
Swing state.
Well, they say Cuyahoga County is the battleground for the in the battleground state of Ohio.
Hence the multiple visits just in the last month
That's
or
right.
two.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. We're gonna have multiple visits by the candidates for sure.
Right.
So
where are you? Where are you with this? Because I mean, obviously, we have a Mormon candidate running,
right.
which the Mormon religion is infamous for what they did with Prop 8 and other
Right.
things. And so, where are you at?
Where are we at? Well, basically, we're looking at basically where the government is at the moment, though. We got like about $1.2 trillion in debt just for this past year alone, and we're probably match that this fiscal year too.
Right.
And we just feel that the future of the country is in jeopardy for that at least. So we're worried about that. We're also worried about jobs and the economy. It seems like we're just sputtering. It seems like the recovery isn't recovering at the moment. So we're also worried about that. So, and we think that Romney is one that can get us out of that part at least. So,
do you? I mean, I just, and if you don't mind me going down,
go right ahead.
because I really want to know is that, I mean, are there times though that you just feel that like there's part of you that you leave out of the equation, like you just kind of like that your sexuality or the being that you are and the being you were born has to be left out?
There's a lot of us that feel that these issues like gay marriage, or domestic partnerships, or even ENDA. We feel that those are conservative values, conservative principles. So we don't feel that's too separated.
Right, but if you're going to vote for a person that would not want that, or certainly would fight that,
you're right,
or someone that just in the state of Ohio would want to keep DOMA in place.
Right.
And yet you have a president that would get rid of it. I mean, how do you...
I don't know. Obama kind of plays with ourselves, too, though. I mean, if he came out just for gay marriage just one day after North Carolina amendment got proposed. So
right.
There's probably not too much on both sides. Yeah, as I say at the moment. So I see things as being all even at the moment as far as the gay rights stuff so far. So.
Well, unless there was a Romney presidency and with,
right.
And with a potential loss of the Senate and the House already there, and certainly with so many Tea Party members.
But we also
got
to keep in mind that also you need like 2/3 of the Senate to get amendments through and stuff like that. So, and then about 3/4 of the states also, and that's a hard climb for anybody. And so I don't think what you're saying is, well, our rates be curtailed? Probably not.
Right.
Now, are we going to get a whole bunch of them if Romney comes in? I don't know. But
so would you say that most?
I think it's whoever's in. It's going to be a slow train coming.
Okay, but But it's a train coming. And are you really saying I'm casting my ballot based on economics and other things? So I just feel like a log cabin Republican would have to eliminate.
You're sort of like a lemonade, I guess. You take the sweet with the sour, I guess. So
right, because you're.
But I think we're looking at the bigger picture, though, and we're looking at the future of America also.
So would you say that right now
I have to say the budget, the terrible budget that we're having, the deficits in the economy, that's probably 1 and 2 on everybody's list, and so it is for gay Republicans.
But where were you at in 2008 when Bush was leaving?
Right.
Obviously it was not a pretty picture there.
Right.
Either.
Right.
And some people said
McCain was a little bit more friendlier, but he probably didn't have that great of a campaign. So.
Have you talked to other log cabin Republicans that have said, you know what, I'm a log cabin Republican because I was raised Republican and I'm gay, but I'm not down with this. I'm not happy about this president.
Most of the gay Republicans don't come out and say that they were born or raised gay. I mean, born and raised Republican. And they just went through a more logical process and said, well, you know, I'm leaning more towards Republican than I am Democrat. So,
okay.
So it wasn't like they were brought up Republican. So there's a lot of them were just brought up as nothing, basically. So and a few of them have been Democrats. So
okay. And now the Republicans.
Yeah, and in Cuyahoga County too, it's not that greater.
How large is the chapter here?
We got about 100 members on our email list, and we got our table here to get a lot more. So
are you getting them today?
Yeah, I am. Yeah,
really?
Yeah, definitely. So
100 people on the email list. You got a booth here. About how many do you think have signed up today?
Probably about 10.
Okay.
Yeah, we usually get about 10.
You know, this isn't.
We usually get about 10.
Me. I'm not concerned about our LGBT Republicans.
Oh yeah. But we give out information also. That has our information on there about how to sign up for our email, how to follow us on Twitter and Facebook, and how to become a member also. So
all right,
I'll try to sneak that in every brochure that we can pass out.
What's your website?
We have Twitter, twitter.com.
Okay.
/LCR Cleveland. We're also on Facebook, facebook.com/groups. I think it's group /LCR Cleveland.
Okay.
We don't have a website up yet. We're working on that though.
Okay.
We took it down for a while because we switched providers. So.
Well, with 100 members, you're not there yet.
Yeah, that's true.
At some
point,
but
we are informing.
You are forming. All right. Yep. Well, I have to say that I'm still confused.
I understand.
The log cabin Republicans still confuse the hell out of me. I never. Yeah. I don't think I can ever change. I feel that I gave you ample opportunity to kind of.
Yeah.
Take away some of my confusion.
Well, they are working with the other things. I mean, they did try to sue to get gays in the military, the log cabin Republican lawsuit. But Obama finally let that go in the Democrat Congress before they left, before they waved bye-bye to us. So,
I have to ask you one thing. What in your head switched to say, I'm going to be a log cabin Republican?
I guess.
What did it? Like, what piece of this?
Let me see. Probably about the early 40s, I decided to become a log cabin Republican. I've always been a Republican since I was a kid, which is kind of strange.
Was your
because
family Republican?
No, not at all. My father hated politics, so I hated politicians. So
you were
completely opposite.
Since you were a kid.
Yeah.
Got in the party. Who was your first president you voted for?
I hate to admit it, but Gerald Ford. Okay. Way back then.
All right. And of course, Republicans were a different breed then. I have to give that to you. They were more moderate. They're certainly. I came from Rhode Island. We had John Chafee. He was a great Republican. He was very kind and on social issues. Was wonderful. Very progressive.
Right.
And that's that generation. That would have been a Ford generation. And it's all those guys. But today, when we have Tea Party members that are just so anti-gay. I mean, there's horrible signs.
When I go to the tea parties, they don't talk about being anti-gay. They talk about the government, basally.
I know.
It's mostly government.
They
it's
go
about
down that road, though. We are used for
I know. No.
bait.
No, not really. I heard him being about anti-gay and anti-racist and racist, but I go to the rallies and they don't talk about that.
They're worried. They're worried about people are like the key. Like this is the thing that gets it all going.
That's what gets them riled up.
Well, no. Actually, what gets them riled up is government spending and overspending. What's getting them riled up is the the $1 trillion that is the surplus that we're having on the budget right now.
They're worried about they're also the ones who had introduced I think up to 9 anti-women's health bills here in the state of Ohio, and have blocked some of the EHE, equal housing and employment, and anti-bullying bills. So. Well, we do have some work here, at least in Ohio.
I think everybody has a lot of work in Ohio, or around the country even.
Well, as far as we're talking about human rights.
I mean, if we even look at gay-friendly California, I mean, they didn't even pass the, I mean, they didn't. I mean, they passed Proposition 8. So, I think everybody's got a lot of work to do.
Okay, so if you say that, and then your party, your group, Log Cabin Republicans, are going to support Mitt Romney,
right?
In this election cycle, I'm sorry, but I just don't see what does he have to offer a gay person, an LGBT person in any shape or form. I don't understand. And I'm not just saying recent things by the Obama administration, but the Obama administration has been brilliant in adding and putting in equality into rules and regulations of things that you wouldn't even think of, such as housing and HUD rules and guidelines. So comparing that to a president who would take away so much of that, I mean, he's straight out said that.
I don't think they're I don't think he's going to take away as much of that. We're probably. I think that we're going to have a much more conservative House next round.
Right.
Yeah. As far as the Senate, more than likely Republican. As conservative as the House, probably not.
Right.
So, as far as those things going away, probably not too soon. They're going to be worrying about those two top things. They're going to be worrying about the deficit and the jobs.
All right. Well, I got to say, I feel that, and I'm just going to put this out there, as a gay brother, when you cast that vote for Mitt Romney, it really is, for me, against our community. It really is. And I just can't take that out of my head. I have to say that sometimes I really get concerned because I feel that our community, and especially gay white men, can be the haves. I got mine, so I'm not really worried about the rest of the community.
No, we don't look at it like that.
And that to me is what the
gay Republicans, I think, are looking at the whole pie, the whole picture. And right now, we see a country that's not doing too well on the whole. And we want to make that better. Well,
my hope is that on that note, that when you actually go into the poll, you actually vote for Obama. That's my goal. That's what I think. At the end of the day, you might.
Well, we have had some stuff here in Cuyahoga County too, with the corruption trials and stuff like that. So they figure that we can make it then.
We forget we're not going there. We're not even talking about that.
It does affect the voting, though.
I understand that, but that's a whole other.
And it's true that that Democrats will probably take the county, though. But I think their strategy is trying to get as many Republicans out as possible.
I'm worried about you as my gay brother going and making that vote.
That's
what I'm worried about.
Don't worry about it. We'll make it anyhow.
I have to say, not very often.
Who's your lady friend, though?
my lady friend.
Yes.
The
lady
Judith
friend.
Pendel.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes,
okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks for stopping
I
by.
know she looks real nice today, too.
Yes.
So. Okay, thank you.
All right.
Bye. Thank you.
I see a wonderful woman who I know who does some amazing work. Would you like to sit with us? Cassandra Collier-Williams. How are you?
Hello there. I am doing wonderful
And look
today.
what she has on her little tag. LGBT Obama stickers. I can tell you Romney doesn't have those kicking around.
It's such an honor to have you today. Thank you so much. Happy Pride.
Thank you. I'm enjoying myself, and I'm so glad to be here.
And you're endorsed by our friends at the Stonewall Dems.
Absolutely.
Yes, Rob Rivera was just here hanging out with us for a bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Good stuff.
And Nikki
Good stuff.
Antonio, all your friends were already by, so it's so
Yes.
nice
In
to
fact,
see you.
they're the ones who told me to come over here.
Oh, okay. Which one, Nikki or Rob?
No, it was Rob.
Okay. Well, Nikki's kind of a cheerleader too, so she's going around pushing people this way.
And Nikki's I'm endorsed by Nikki as well.
Very good.
Yes.
So how are you? How's it going on your trail?
It is exhausting,
Yeah.
but it is wonderful. I am, again, my name is Cassandra Collier-Williams, and I am running for Common Pleas Court.
Right.
And I'm the endorsed Democrat, and I have a lot of great endorsements, and I'm running against an incumbent Republican. So we're going to work hard so we can grab the seat.
I know you are. The Jones Sinneberg is who you're running against.
It is. is.
She is, it's an interesting race, and I'll say this, and I want to share this with you.
Okay.
Because I love you. I think that you're a great choice, but it's an interesting battle because Joan, even though she's a Republican, we do a lot of work in the AIDS community and certainly a lot of stuff in the LGBT community, and I'm in her courtroom a lot with my clients.
Wow.
And I have to say, she's a very good judge. She's actually very compassionate and understanding. And I don't want to take that, and that might not be as a person. I don't know what she is as a person, but I know that in the courtroom with a lot of people I've taken in there, she is really kind of done a nice job. And it kind of surprised me. She's a Republican, so I don't expect the best when I'm in there. But I think, that she really has, and over time. So tell me the difference between you and her and kind of what that is.
The biggest difference is our background and what I bring to the table. I have been practicing here about the same as the time that she has, but I've done it a little bit differently. I worked in a small firm for about 10 years, and then in 1999, I opened my own firm. And the interesting thing about that, I opened it in my living room with my two sons, who were at that time like 12 and 14. And we made it work.
Are you a single mom?
I am a single mom now.
Okay.
I was divorced in 1987, so even before I started law school, I was divorced.
Wow.
I'm originally from Springfield, Ohio, and I got accepted to law school here at Cleveland Marshall, and I moved up here with a 1.5 and 3-year-old sons.
Wow.
No family up here. That shows you my work ethic. That shows you that when I set my mind on something, I work very, very hard to get that.
Right.
So I come from a family who are great believers in what you sow, that's what you're going to get.
Right.
They're great believers in working hard. We were raised with no indoor toilet, no hot running water.
Wow.
All of that. So I'm the youngest of 6 kids, but all 6 children went through college. They all graduated from college, and so that's what I bring to the bench. There'll be nobody that come in there that I'll look at and go, I can't relate to you, because you know what? I can. I've been very poor, and I've worked very, 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 very hard to get where I'm at now. My law firm now is started in my living room. I'm downtown Cleveland now. I actually employ 3 lawyers. I employ support staff.
Wow.
So, and this all grew out of my living room.
I love it.
I have a very broad practice. I do criminal, I do civil, probate, personal injury. I'm a hard worker.
You are. And so here's the thing. It sounds like you came from a family with not a lot, but they worked hard, and you really built yourself and your life out of that.
Right.
And I would say, obviously, and when I compare Joan and Judge Sittenberg to yourself, I mean, it's certainly 2 very different backgrounds.
Absolutely.
And what that looks like. And and I can see also that there is a difference. And I know that difference. I mean, I know that difference because there is a difference when you just have lived it, and when you're making a decision from that bench, from the heart and understanding, and not based on the advocacy of somebody else for that person in front of you.
Correct.
You actually just know by seeing them.
Exactly.
And I can see that as being a big difference, actually.
Yes, it's a big difference.
Because I think, obviously, one of the reasons Judge Sittenberg and why my experience has been positive is because I was in her courtroom advocating for somebody, and she actually understood, and that's where we went. Whereas you're saying, look, I'm going to go take the seat, and no matter who's in front of me, I'm viewing it from that lens. And that lens is someone that understands the plight of people. And here in Cleveland, where so many people are struggling and trying to make it.
Yeah.
It is interesting.
I love Cuyahoga County. And one of the things I have positioned myself here to have a lot of respect from people, because I give a lot of respect to people. I was president of Norman S. Minor Bar Association. I was president of the Miami University Alumni Advisory Committee. So, and I work a lot with legal aid and giving back to the community, giving back to society. So that makes a big difference too, because when I open my doors and start business on January 12th of next year, the attorneys who come in, they know my work, and they will already have that respect for me.
Right. So how old are your children now?
Oh, this is the great thing. They are doing great. My youngest son is 26.
Wow.
He's an Iraqi war veteran. then when he got out of the military, he was in the Army Recon, infantry recon, which in Iraq, which is, if you know anything, I mean, it's very, very dangerous. He got out, he went to college. In 22 months, he graduated with a bachelor's degree and with all these honors. And he's now a businessman. He's over in Africa right now, starting up businesses and things like that. And my oldest son is 27. He'll be 28 next month. And he got his master's.
Look at her beam as she talks about her son.
I know. She's like, this is the best part of everything.
Because, they never gave me any trouble. They never was down in the police. They were just very good kids.
Right.
So he got his master's in sports management, and he is now with the NBA. He was with, corporate NBA. Stern's his boss now. He was just with the Yankees, and then before that he's with the Bobcats, and then he's with the Gladiators. So he's been doing
very impressive, but that's because they come from an impressive mother. And I have to say, as someone that was raised by a single mom,
great.
I just know how different that is when you're raised by a single mom and the power of that. And I'm sure they are glean just as much as about you as you do of them, because I do when I think of my mom, and I'm sure that's a part of it. But it's an honor to have you here. I'm glad that you said that to me about Joan Sonnenberg. I'm glad to see the difference, because I didn't know, and I don't know you in that way.
Right.
So to hear that, it makes an interesting thing, and I think I will probably say that from now on, because I knew that my friends at Stonewall Dems, they are very intelligent people and thoughtful about who they give their endorsements to, and they don't give them lightly. So the fact that they gave it to you, I thought, well, there's got to be something about this, because Joan had been an ally of the community for a long time.
Right.
So there's got to be a reason. And now, after hearing you, I understand why. And
Thank you so much.
so it's an honor and a pleasure. And seriously, good luck on the campaign trail.
Thank you.
And Joust It Out will be supporting you now.
All
So
right.
from
Thank
now
you
on,
so
when we hear
much.
your
Yes.
name, we'll be saying,
Yay!
she's
Thank
our
you
woman.
so much.
Go for her.
Okay.
We really appreciate
All right, Judge.
it. I hope
Thank you so much.
Enjoy your Pride. Happy Pride.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Happy Bride. These are the staffers of the judge, or the judge to be.
Yes, over there.
I just
Stand
want.
right here. Stand right here.
I saw
Wave to
their
the camera.
when I spoke of Joan Sonnenberg, Judge Sonnenberg. I saw you cringe. I saw you when I made the comment about her. I saw you go, ooh. I just want you to know, we have now decided that we're with Cassandra. No, there is no comparison.
No comparison, right?
You're right. You'd marry me if I wasn't gay?
Thank you.
I'd marry you too.
Oh my gosh.
We'd have beautiful babies.
Beautiful babies.
Oh, that's great.
How are you?
I am fantastic.
Give us
I
an
do
update
I
from
do
the
love your
field.
t-shirt, by the way.
An update from the field.
Yeah, what's it going on out there? We
well,
can't
Yeah,
see
we
it.
haven't even been out
We
there
were
really.
just watching
feel
the
drunk
Cleveland
right
Kings
now.
and Girls
Oh,
do their
yes.
production number, and
Yes.
they are just on point.
Right.
I watch a lot of drag, and I love it when it's nice and tight and choreographed and on point. And Donnie Waste and Cleveland Kings and Girls really do a nice job putting their shows together.
They've done some really great things as far as outreach for the community. I know they've done a fundraiser for the AIDS Task Force, I believe, in the past, and done some work with World AIDS Day.
Yeah,
So that's really great that they're out there in the community, supporting the community.
Yeah. Has Robin R. Hart's performed yet? Have you noticed?
Robin Hart's, yeah,
Yeah.
she performed probably about 2:45, a little bit earlier.
Was she all right?
She
How
was
was she?
running
She was good.
Was she
She
good?
did what he
Yeah,
used
that's
to
it.
Like,
do.
you're all
It was
concerned.
cute.
I want to make sure, she's on her show. We got to
She's
make
a
sure she did
pro.
well. We want to make sure she didn't screw
We're
up.
very professional. You have to get up pretty early in the morning to look this fabulous. So
That's right. And she's already changed outfits multiple
Oh
times.
my goodness. Yeah.
She's looked.
See,
Like
that's
2 or 3
usually
times
my
already.
trick,
I
but
just-
today I was not having it. I was like, you know what? If I'm going to sweat through this, I'm going to sweat through one thing and not 10.
Right.
So that way I only need to, I have a change of clothes in my bag because a lady needs to be prepared.
But it's too hot today to be
It's
changing
just-
up. It really is.
I don't know how
It's
the
too
girls
hot
do
for
it.
anything.
Even Judith looks like a wilted flower today.
Thanks,
Oh, I'm
jerk.
sorry.
Oh my goodness. I know. I
I'm
do need
being
to
an
freshen
ass.
up. I've been wearing the same dress since 6:45 this morning.
Oh my gosh.
It's been
Oh.
a day. It has
Wow.
been a day.
Yeah,
has.
it's not as bad. The weather is actually a little bit more agreeable this year. Last year it was just,
It was really. It was
unbearable, the heat. But this
Was
is,
that last year? No, last year was really
No,
overcast.
last year
I thought
was the
very
crazy wind.
cold.
Oh, that's what it was.
The heat
Yeah,
was the
a
year
couple
before.
years or 2 years ago.
I got
it was
burnt
like,
that
yeah,
year.
we were right. So
you can't win.
Oh my goodness,
It's
no.
Cleveland.
It's
You have
Cleveland,
to
right.
expect the unexpected. Or accept the unexpected.
So what are you doing today? What are you gonna do?
What did I do today? I ate some really good soul food.
Did you?
I did.
What'd you have?
I had a seafood platter with red beans and rice and coleslaw.
That does sound good.
Because I know how to eat lunch. Okay, I didn't start looking like this without eating a meal or 8. So it was good though. But that'll last me till 10 p.m. or whatever.
After the beer garden.
I'm diabetic. So
Oh no!
yeah, I was
No
in
beer.
there. I was sitting underneath.
You were in there.
I was in there.
How were you in there and didn't have a beer?
Well, if
That
I
must
had
be
a
different.
beer, I would wilt like a flower.
Okay, well, we don't want that to
Yeah.
happen.
No,
I don't
do
want to
not
make any
want-
trips to the first date.
My
till
problem is
today.
I'm not a beer drinker, so I'm kind of screwed here. I drink
Oh my goodness,
vodka.
I don't care.
Oh, I'm a cocktail drinker.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
so I just
if I
I
drink
get
a
kind of
beer,
snobby about my beer, but man, I'll just take whatever they have right now.
right? As long as it's wet and cold.
Right, thank you.
I know I probably will end up just because I'm so
Yes.
thirsty drinking
This
that.
is my 7th bottle
And it's
of water.
pride.
Oh, wow.
Come
I
on.
know.
You have
It's
no
not a
excuse
joke.
like Brenna. She's got an excuse. You have no excuse to not drink the pride beer.
She's such
Get
a
with
bitch.
man.
She's such a bitch.
You know what they should do with Pride beer?
What-
You know
what
how
should
for
they
St.
do?
Patrick's Day they make beers
Oh,
green? They
right,
should make
yeah.
them purple or something.
Right.
Yeah,
like all
pink
different
or
colors
purple.
or something.
Yeah.
Oh, just all different colors. All
Yeah,
rainbow.
all
like
different
rainbow
colors,
beer.
right.
I agree. Rainbow beer would be
If
nice.
we're having theme-related drinks,
Right.
we got to stick with something.
My goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Then we could pee rainbows.
I think because people that do
Sunshine and
drink a lot of green
rainbows.
beer do pee green.
Do they?
I
I don't
think they
know.
do, yeah.
Well, all that
Let's-
color dye just
It
goes
does.
through your system, and
We should do an experiment on that.
Oh.
We're talking to all those politicians over and over again. I was like,
It's just like
I need
too
a fresh. You're like a breath of fresh air. I love them all, but
Yeah.
Well,
sometimes
there's
it's
a
just-
lot of really great people out.
Yeah, there are.
I'm fortunate enough. My mom was for years part of the Lakewood Ministerial Association.
Oh yeah,
So I've gotten a chance to know Nikki Antonio through events,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
she's great.
she is.
And it's just been, growing up on the West Side, it's been just a really nice experience in terms of diversity.
Yeah.
Like, I've never not known what diversity was like. So when I went out from here and lived in different cities, Columbus, Madison, Geneva, Elk Grove, out by O'Hare Airport in Chicago, St. Paul. I did work with a theater company that took me all over the upper Midwest into the Dakotas and all this stuff. It's like, I know that I can be sunshiny and rainbowy, and people are like, oh, you're one of them. And I'm like, well, yeah, it's not like I could really deny it at this point.
Right.
But I think that it's great living here because I don't have to worry about that.
I have a question though for you as a West Sider and Dennis Kucinich and the loss there. What are you feeling about that? I mean, it's just I drove by his office the other day, and that, Dennis was here. Dennis Kucinich and his staff are here today, walking around. We did not get to pull him in. He's been a guest on our show before, but
my younger sister actually worked for him in Washington for a while.
How'd you like him?
She enjoyed it. She worked for Kucinich, and then she worked at Center for American Progress.
Oh,
as well.
did she? Okay, great.
So, I mean, my family's like super lefty, progressive-y, awesome.
So, what do you think of him leaving?
I think that, he's done so much work for the city that, it's sad to see him go, but I'll be very interested to see what the next person does.
Right.
Like, that office is literally at the corner of the street where my mother's house is.
Oh, okay.
Like, I walk past there on my way to work. Like, I work at the Westerly, which is right next door.
And I think that that's going to be one of the biggest gaps that we're going to see.
Right.
Honestly, because
Yeah.
no one is going to be there.
Right, Marcy's not from here.
Marcy
It's
is going to
not-
be running the district from
Yeah.
Toledo.
I know.
Doesn't really understand the community over here, so
And the West
it's
Side
going to
is
be
so
a really
politically active.
It is.
It really
It's a
is.
very politically
It
active
really
place,
is.
and it'll be interesting to see.
Very political,
Check
and
it
as
out.
you were saying, super progressive.
Yeah.
So you got Marcy, who's a
And
moderate
very
and even
neighborhoody,
conservative.
too.
Right.
Super neighborhoody. Like, everybody's into like keeping it local and keeping it awesome, and like supporting local businesses and all this. Very like Lakewood is doing all sorts of improvements right now, but we're used to seeing all sorts of politics come through all the time.
Yeah.
We're used to seeing Dennis Kucinich at every parade.
Right.
And I'll be really interested. You're right, because Marcy Cadger won't.
she's
But
not going to be
we'll-
there.
we'll
We're
see
not
if it
going
happens.
to.
We'll
Did you
see what
guys see that just walk by? I am sorry.
And the lion thing?
Yes.
That was great.
There was a man walking by for our audio, our radio. I can't speak anymore. I'm done. I am fucking 5 a.m. up.
Yeah. Were those lion briefs?
They were
I think they were.
They were little briefs. Little briefs. And he had like a lion shawl thing, and the rest he's basically naked with little briefs.
Like, somehow I missed that, and I don't know. I guess it's just because you're here, like nothing phases you anymore.
Right. But I love the diversity.
I love it.
Pride. Yeah. Pride gets this rap of being our big party and everything, and it is to a degree. Mm-hmm. But if you think about the people that are hanging out and going to the tents and the booths and there's a lot of families here.
I have to tell you, the first experience I had walking up the street when I came in was I walked past the Fred Phelpsers.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm actually I'm an ELCA Lutheran. I have my little rainbow. Proud to be.
Oh, you're both.
Proud to be ELCA.
Damn Lutherans.
Yeah, we are. If you ain't Lutheran, you ain't shit.
We've been reforming everybody since 1500. We are here to reform you and use your printing press.
Speaking of the Phelpsers, I want to throw on there is that anyone goes to Joust It Out's Facebook page this coming week, we will be putting up some photos of the parade, and you'll see the Phelpsers, and also you'll see our wall of angels protecting us.
Great.
Those photos will be up on Facebook, so check that out.
These guys had megaphones, and I just stopped because, I'm real confrontational with people that are ignorant.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I have a Bible in my purse too. Just because I've been a youth pastor and a youth leader at 3 different churches. I volunteer. I am not it's like, and he called me a fornicator, and I'm like, I'm sure you never have sex with your wife who probably hates you. Right. It's really unfortunate that you have a sign. You
fornicator.
It's like, yeah, I'm gonna go home and dream about killing you while I fornicate.
But I fornicate myself.
That's right. That's how I'm gonna sleep at night.
And yelling,
by fantasizing about killing you while I fornicate.
Fornicator at gay pride is like yelling. I don't know. You're all fabulous.
I know, right?
Yes, I am a fornicator.
It's like, let's all hold hands and fornicate.
Because that's good. I'd rather look like a fornicator than not a fornicator.
Well, let me tell you, I get up pretty early in the morning to apply makeup, and, I don't look like a grumpy old man with a megaphone and a sign. I don't even need a megaphone.
Oh, look, it's Key.
Hey, Key
It's
Bank.
Key from Key Bank. Oh, he has a scan tag on his back.
Go scan them.
Dude, I don't know if my iPhone will scan that thing.
It's huge.
That's iPhone by Apple Corporation. Get a product placement in there.
Well, I gotta say that I'm exhausted.
I am beat.
Know, right?
I can't talk anymore. I have nothing else to say. I can't be
guys.
witty anymore.
No,
Not
that's
that I ever was witty. I tried to be.
Apparently, according to you guys, I'm a wilted flower.
You are a wilted
that
flower.
Was all him.
That was me, but I'm still sticking by it.
Over this.
You need some nourishment.
Oh my God, these girls have live snakes.
I need some pride beer.
Oh, yuck.
Oh, bring them over here.
No, we don't want live snakes over here. No, I don't want snakes here.
Can I pet your snake?
No, please. We do not want live snakes.
Oh my gosh.
All right. If she comes over, you can bring the snake. I don't want to touch the snake.
I am really intrigued by the snake.
Ask her if you can touch the snake.
There's a little tiny one.
Make sure the snake goes on the camera.
Can we pet your snake?
Can your snake be on radio, please?
What would your snake say on the radio?
Probably
Happy Pride.
What's your snake's name? Hi,
Buster the snake.
Can you?
I don't have
a snake. Hi-yo!
Big G.
Only my husband
there's
knows
a tiny
that.
one.
Big G. Can you put the snake's face right there in the camera?
Snake? There's a small...
Oh, there's his face.
Yeah. You know.
Wow.
Oh, it's a pride snake.
That's cool that you guys brought your snakes.
Oh, and there's another one.
There's a little one.
Another one right there.
Oh no, that even scares me more because it's so little. Like it could just go by.
Right there. In your hair. What's his name?
All of a sudden, what you think is an audio cord.
Ganja.
Nice.
Can you get Ganja's? Can you get Ganja's face in the camera?
Oh my gosh, that's.
Show.
It's all here.
That is serious jewelry.
It's all here, Cleveland Pride.
Really
that's right.
There's another one right over here. We have another one over here. So it's so now we.
Are you like the snake crew? You're like the snake gang.
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
You're like the snake gang of Cleveland. What is this? Is it like?
This is cray cray.
So there's three right here.
There's
Look
one,
the
two,
other
and then
one.
there's another one.
I'm so happy my husband
constricting.
isn't here right now because if he was, he would have
Bring your
screamed and
snake
run.
over here,
We
Like
please.
really, seriously.
They're constrictors, right?
Oh my gosh! And what's this one? And who's this one?
Ball python.
Ooh, my goodness.
Beautiful. What's his name? Chaffee. So pretty.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
so you're the
We're all
snake
same
woman.
person.
You just share
Yeah,
your
of course
snakes, I
do.
see.
Hi, can you say hello?
Oh my goodness.
Hello.
Those are not. You are right. Those are not the snakes you expect to see at Pride. They're
These
just
are not the snakes you're looking for.
No, you want a different
Gay
snake,
boys,
didn't you?
these are not the ones you want. They're somewhere else.
Well, thank you.
That's
Thank
so
you all.
cool,
Thank
you
you
guys.
for bringing your snakes out. Go Pride. Oh, thank you.
She doesn't think you look like a wilted flower.
That's so
Oh,
crazy.
well, apparently not.
Apparently not.
Hi.
Dude, next year I'm bringing my python.
I think I've seen it all
Yeah.
now.
Okay, we've seen it all.
We've had this wide range.
We saw a lion. We saw
I
some
think
snakes.
the
We
scariest.
saw a log
Did
cabin
you s-
Republican.
That was the scariest thing on was the log
Probably,
cabin
like,
Republican.
The most random,
He seemed like a very nice
He
gentleman.
was
a very nice man,
gentleman,
very nice.
and just kind of made me angry. So
I
I,
mean,
didn't say anything.
You know, it's so
Republican-
funny. I
I-
was watching Judith. I know her so well that I
Yeah?
was watching her cringe as he was speaking, and she couldn't
Oh,
help
no.
herself. She was kind of like biting the bottom of her lip, like she does
Oh.
when she's really upset.
I did good, though. I did good.
Well, to each their own. You got to do you know? Like, it's whatever makes you happy. And, like, I can't hate on people for being anything. Like, even if
Right.
it is Republican.
Right.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I don't hate him. It just freaks
I
me
just
out.
don't get it.
I don't
Right.
get it.
I don't get it.
either. I don't understand
it's
people voting
ignorance.
against their own self-interest.
Right.
That's what it is, and sometimes I also feel that it is the I've got mine mentality. Like I'm okay.
Okay, I
so
could
I'm
see
not
that.
I'm not worried about people over there. I'm already all set. I was able to pay for my insurance. I was able to have this, so I don't need what.
See, I'm an
progressive is gonna
artist,
give me.
and the government buys my lunch. So I really would like to support left-sided politics because otherwise I don't eat.
Right.
So that's just fine.
Who needs the National
Yay,
Endowment for the
SNAP
Arts,
program.
right?
Yeah, right.
Thank you, food stamps,
Oh, my
for my lunch. But,
Oh.
yeah, I'm with you, though. It's like, if I've got what I've got and I'm okay,
Right.
then I can...
Right. Then
Then
you don't have to care about social issues. You don't have to care about your brothers and sisters.
Right.
Right.
You know, you can be worried about the national debt. You know, I don't know. I have a lot of friends who are very concerned about their student loans. Maybe
Yeah.
a little more than the national debt. So,
Well,
you
and
know,
I think that when you live in Ohio, in a state where LGBTQ people can be fired from their jobs and be
Are
kicked
you
out,
serious?
kicked out of their houses,
Wow.
or
you learn something
apartments
new every day, brother.
based on
Yeah.
that, then how
State
do
of
you
Ohio.
vote in that way? Like that's the
Right.
difference. Like if the equality was there, then I can get it more. But when you're actually living in a place that the equality is not guaranteed for you and your family, you and your loved ones, yourself.
Oh, my gosh.
That's where I feel like are you that self-loathing? I mean, not.
And
the,
if he
you know?
cares about jobs and the economy, then wouldn't it just make sense to support the Equal Housing
right?
and Employment Act?
Absolutely.
Maybe he
Which,
does.
you know,
Maybe he supports that bill, but then
it's
he's going to go out and
possible.
vote for Mitt
First,
Romney.
but he's
Like,
going to right, and then
Right.
he's going to vote for someone in a different level of government that is not going to be useful or helpful.
Yeah, I mean, like, I've been really fortunate as someone who's generally unemployed all the time to be able to do, well, I mean, I'm able to do what I do and be who I am, and that's enough for me most of the time.
Right.
I was lucky enough to be the only human bridesmaid at a lesbian wedding. All the rest of the attendants were dogs.
Oh my
look at
goodness!
that.
It was really
how
cool.
did they pull that off?
Well,
Right.
all of the dog handlers were ushers, but I was the only human
Did you
bridesmaid.
get insulted at all at some point?
No,
Or
I
Your Honor?
strutted like a
Honor.
champ.
I
I
would think,
walked
yeah.
like I was on a Tyra Banks runway.
See, I'm more
Yeah.
insecure. I'd be like, I guess I'm kind of a dog. Like, why am I with the
Well, we're
dogs?
all kind of
She was
dogs.
honored. Right, I know.
Shoo.
You're so smart.
Let's all fornicate. What? Who's that fornicator?
Michelle Delosier. Oh, we have to bring Michelle Delosier over to Mike. Do you
bring
mind real quick?
Michelle.
Just quick. Oh, no, we're gonna say goodbye because we're
yeah.
gonna
Yeah,
wrap up
it's
the
okay,
show
it's
in
okay.
a second.
All right.
Okay,
We're gonna show.
bump over.
thank you so much for spending time with us today.
Don't walk away.
I love it.
We are going to have you come on Joust It Out on some Wednesday night. Come in and hang out with us, okay? All right. We love seeing you today.
Michelle.
Happy Pride. Michelle Delozier, get on that mic.
Get in here. Hi, everybody.
Our longtime old friend, Michelle Delozier.
It's like the good old days.
I know.
Yeah, hi guys.
Oh, my goodness. Hello.
How are you?
Good.
I came by earlier and didn't see you. I was very sad.
Michelle D., what are you representing? I know what you're representing.
Well,
say it. Say it.
I'm here on behalf of Gay Games 9 and HRC, though.
Oh, see, you got
sorry.
it all covered. She's so big.
covered.
Oh, wait. Dancing in the streets, too, kids.
Oh,
Oh, wait. Listen. Dare to Care. Oh, what else?
H2.
Oh, WH2. How could I forget
WH2.
that? Oh, my goodness. We just had a great event last night, too.
I want to go.
I don't know where you were.
Well, we haven't gone forever, and it is such a great
we were
event.
running around like crazy last night.
Michelle
getting ready for
Delozier
this.
runs one of the best events in Cleveland. And
Thank you.
Tell us about that. Tell
Oh.
us about
Yeah.
WH2.
It was amazing
What is
last
it?
night. We did a pre-Pride party. It is the best female event of the month, every month.
Yep.
So go to our Facebook
So
page.
it's Women Happy Hour.
It's a women's happy hour.
WH2.
Yep, women's happy hour. It's once every fourth Friday. Come and see us. We travel all around the city, all different locations. We try to take it out to all the different restaurants, and it's amazing. We get about 200 women, and last night they came out in true form. It was great.
But everyone is invited.
Everybody.
Anyone
We
is
like
invited.
boys, girls,
I
gay,
have to
straight.
say this.
It doesn't matter.
I have nothing against my gay brothers, but I actually like your event better than the boys' event.
I'm going to say this
I like
out
the
loud.
girls' event.
Let me tell you
I
what.
kinda do.
I like G2H2 better. I said it out loud. I'm
See?
sorry, ladies.
See, isn't that funny?
I
What
know,
is
isn't
that
bad?
about?
I don't know, but I like it better.
I kind of like being one of the few men there.
Maybe that's my gig. I like
I
to
mean,
be
there's
the-
other men there though. There's
There
probably
are some.
yeah.
We have our few that come into play, but so
I think it's just I like seeing you, Michelle Delozier.
that's because I miss you, Chi.
I know, I miss you
It's
too.
been a while since we've been to one of those
But
events.
she's so fabulous. So here's the thing: she's representing, just a little HRC, just a little LGBT organization,
Just a small
that
one.
little.
and then
That little thing.
just little gay games,
Just
little
like
gay
baby
games.
gay games.
You know, whatever.
Or baby gay games.
Yeah, whatever.
It's only 80 million, not 100 million, just 80.
Right. It's gonna be small.
I gotta tell you though, the gay games is picking
gathering.
up. The gay games is picking up to magnitude proportions.
Very
We're
good.
about ready to pick an opening ceremonies venue. We're very excited.
Oh, awesome!
So yeah, a lot.
Can you tell us who's in the running?
Well,
Or
there's
is-
only a few here.
right. So what are
So
the venues?
we're looking at the queue in Progressive Field.
Okay.
We're weighing out our options, see what's going to be the better. They're both great places.
Right.
It just depends. It's about filling the seats, so we want as many seats as possible.
Very good.
And every arena has been amazing. They all want to be involved some way. Everybody's excited to have the games here, so it's a very exciting time here in Cleveland.
It is. It really
For
is.
sure. We're excited.
I feel so blessed moving here just about 2 years ago now, and just because to watch the momentum and just the build up and
Yeah.
just to witness it is so awesome. It's like
Even Pride. Last
Yeah.
year's Pride, 15,000. There's got to be 20,000 people here.
yeah. What's your feeling on it? You've been here many years.
I've been
What's
here,
the vibe out there?
Well, let me tell you, I've got volunteers all over the place today.
Yeah.
We're volunteering. We volunteered at the main gate from 12 to 2. We're in the beer garden from 2 to 4. We're back at the main gates from 4 to 6. Just the mounds of people coming in from 12 to 2 was insane.
Really?
Insane. I've
Awesome.
never seen it, and I've been coming here for 15 years.
Oh
Amazing.
wow.
And I got to tell you, my girl just came back from Texas.
Yes.
So, and she's looking. She hasn't been here in 3 years. She's like, my God, Michelle, it's amazing what's going on in this city. And
Possibly, maybe she wants to move here.
She'll be here in 1 week, kids.
Oh,
For good.
congratulations, Michelle.
I'm happy.
Yeah, that's better than you going to Texas.
Congratulations.
We
Yeah.
need you here
How
in
could
Cleveland.
I leave? How could
yeah,
I leave?
That's
You
right.
here. Yes.
Very good.
Yes.
That is good
Oh my
news,
goodness.
Michelle
And see,
Delozier.
and that makes part of what all that crap that happened this morning, to think, like, we've got gay games coming. We have a bigger and better, more awesome Pride.
Than
ever.
ever.
And we have amazing people like this in our community
As
that
well.
we are so lucky to be friends with.
Yeah.
And-
Ditto, right back at you both. I'm so glad to see you guys.
well, Michelle D, we'll let you go.
Okay, thank you. I gotta go check on
Thanks
the
for
main gates.
stopping
All right.
in.
All right,
All right.
love you.
Happy Pride.
Bye.
Thank you,
Thank
too.
All right.
you.
All right. I guess
Oh my goodness, it was like a whirlwind.
It was. It's been a whirlwind. All of our old friends coming by. It's just been a great day. It really has. And, I think that we should really, on this note, start getting out of here. I know that my husband and your partner are both waiting for us
My
to get
better
off there.
half.
And you know, and
we need some time to go out there and enjoy the festivities.
We are.
We
are gonna do that. I just want to say to all of our folks that are listening today is please go to our Facebook page, check out all the photos of today, some of the crazy events that took place, all played out. It's been quite the
We
day.
laughed, we cried.
It
was Pride 2012.
Sounds like a graduation.
It is. I know. Where were you? Cleveland Pride 2012.
By the way, I really can't speak. Chris is gonna have to edit the hell out of this before he posts it up because I'm such a friggin' mess, right, Chris?
No, we're airing it as is. So, G, final thoughts.
Final thoughts.
Cleveland Pride. It's amazing.
My final thoughts are:
at the end of the day,
despite hatred and ignorance, our community's love and beauty stands out far beyond that, and any kind of ignorance that comes at our way, we will overcome it no matter what, because when we do stand united and we care about each other and we show it out of love and caring about our community, you can't beat it no matter who you are or what you think you have on us.
We are bigger and stronger.
We are. Happy Pride.
Happy Pride. Thanks,
Cleveland
everyone.
Pride 2012. And I want to say happy Pride to all the prides. New York City had their Pride today, and certainly all the other prides that took place today. San Francisco's Pride's tomorrow, and, you know, it's still Pride Month. Still got a week left to it. And so happy Pride to all. We'll be back on Wednesday.
If we make it.
I thought you were going to say something. Yes, if we make it. If we survive. We're going to go have a drink is what we're going to do.
Drink. A happy Pride.